I'm Geoffrey Gurtner. I'm a professor of surgery at Stanford University. The breadth that you could operate on older patients, kids, you could deal with cancer, trauma, just a real huge variety of patients that you took care of, and you actually had both surgical and non-surgical treatment. So for me it was a very good fit. I'm very involved in new technology development and have been involved in the research end of things, and now I'm more involved in kind of the clinical trials and commercialization aspects of technologies that are coming into both aesthetic and reconstructive surgery. Well, I've known Dr. Nelligan for quite a while. I've been involved in microsurgery, and Peter's a microsurgeon, also in research, and Peter's been involved in that also. So I think our paths have crossed multiple times, and just over the course of many years I got to know Peter pretty well. I actually trained at NYU, where the initial edition of Converse and then McCarthy were published or were edited, and so I was very intimately familiar with the textbook itself, and it was given to me as a resident by Dr. McCarthy and was used by me during my training, and so it was kind of a real touchstone for me in my training in plastic surgery. Well, I think the book has really evolved for the better. I think the standardization of format, the standardization of illustration really has helped make it more readable, I think, than previous editions. I think the inclusion of new chapters on stem cells and regenerative medicine and technology and robotics, I think all of those things are things that weren't in the previous editions, and so I think it's probably much more of a concise book than previous editions, but I think encompasses even more breadth than the previous ones did. I have to say, I think all of the chapters really were spectacular. I like Dr. Holtman's chapter on the business of plastic surgery. I think really something that we're never historically have been taught, and I think is an important aspect of the practice of medicine. I enjoyed Dr. Longacre's work on stem cells and his chapter on stem cells, and Dr. Cao and Lu's work from Shanghai on tissue engineering. And so I think really it's hard for me to pick out favorite chapters. I really thought all of them were very interesting, and it was quite a fun book to edit because I thought all the chapters were quite interesting to read. Well, I agreed to do it because I guess I thought that this was really a fresh start for an older title, and that really appealed to me. I think the web, initially I was reluctant to, because it is a significant time commitment, and I was a little bit concerned that in this day and age of web and e-books and things like that, where we kind of the last dinosaur. But having spoken to Peter and a lot of the editorial stuff at Elsevier, I thought, wow, it's a very exciting project to be involved in, and I think all of the authors in my edition felt it was the same way. So I hope the legacy is that it's not the last book in plastic surgery, the last edition of this book. I think I would expect and hope that this will morph, and in the next edition, in whatever 7 or 10 year time frame, will look considerably different, but still meet the goal of encompassing the breadth and depth of plastic surgery using whatever media and whatever formats are available in the future.